Clemson and Georgia, renewal of an old rivalry.
Absolutely. Excited to see Clemson, especially their offense with the quarterback, Cade Klubnik. First-year starter, up and down a lot last year, but now they got some weapons. They got Antonio Williams, right? But they got 5-star wideouts in Bryant Wesco and T.J. Moore. So they think that now he's going to be able to open up the offense, attack the Bulldogs secondary, and then Phil Maffa, 6'1", 230. They should be able to run the ball with Phil.
You know what I'm excited for? I'm excited for that one in Vegas, USC, LSU. Whole new era for both teams. Now, we got a glimpse of the USC one with Miller in the bowl game. I think he went for like 6 tuds, and obviously Lincoln Riley's going to have stars throughout. But down there in LSU, they lose the Heisman winner. They lose their 2 top receivers. What's Brian Kelly going to do with Nussmeier at quarterback down there? That one on Sunday should be exciting because either one of them could go. Neither one of them could be a no. That's kind of what week 1 football is all about.
Pat, I think there's another example of that with Florida and Miami today because there's so much hype with Miami and Cam Ward, Damian Martinez. Everyone's excited about that. And here's Florida. After the last couple years with Billy Napier, a lot of pressure on Florida and Billy Napier, and they open up with an in-state rival in Miami. So I don't think anybody has more at stake than the Florida Gators today against Miami. And I wanted to ask Coach Saban, week 1, talking to a lot of coaches this week, week 1 with a lot of speculation and look at A&M, they're getting ready for studying Duke and they're looking at different things. How do you react to week 1 with in-game adjustments and personnel adjustments? Just seems like a lot goes in because you don't really know for sure. You're just kind of getting ready.
Well, the first thing I think you're always worried about is how's your team going to execute? That's what you're focused on. And then the second thing is you to have the right psychological disposition going into the game. You're going to play with intensity, but you're not going to be too emotional to make bad decisions. And then you got to deal with all these unknowns, which you got new coordinators, you got new head coaches. You don't know for sure what you're going to get. So the anxiety level going into the season in the first game is as high as it ever gets.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, now it's my turn to talk about Final Four.
We missed it. I did last week.
But, you're just going to blow past the 12? You give us all 12 of them? You're just going right to the 4?
I'm going to go 4 to 4 guys.
Give your 4.
Number 1, Georgia.
Okay.
They loaded with 17 starters returning, and they're hungry for a national title. Number 2, Ohio State. Their roster is loaded with athletes. And Chip Kelly is calling the offensive plays. A magnificent move there. 3rd, Texas has a favorable schedule. Listen to this.
He's going to make up for it with this one.
Texas has no Alabama, no LSU, no Ole Miss, no Tennessee. Who the hell are they playing?
Who's number 4? Who's your 4?
Am I sleeping for Final Four? Notre Dame. Yeah, the defense is very good. The defense is very good. We'll take them in the playoffs. But that's it. The final game, the winner of all, is Texas versus Georgia. Texas wins the national championship.
Welcome back, Coach Corso.
Okay. Season, mid-season form.
He really is.
Right here already.
What is this, broken pinkies?
Wind him up. Hey, which way should those horns go? Which way, up or down?
That used to be a penalty, right? Didn't it? I remember.
Well, now they're in the SEC. They got a little thicker skin.
Greg Sankey said, we're putting them down.
Chip's in the middle for Ohio State and Chip Kelly running the offense now.
Yeah, I guess my take on that, we've talked a lot about that, is what did they actually bring in? We talk about this $20 million roster, but they brought in a quarterback in Will Howard who was going to fight to keep his job at Kansas State. You brought in a backup running back from Ole Miss, so be kind of a good tandem to Trevion Henderson, who's already there. And then they brought in a great safety in Caleb Downs. That's really what they brought in. So I've looked at Ohio State's roster over the last 10 or 15 years. I don't know if this roster is as good as some of the other rosters. When was the last time Ohio State had now they really have some talent. Right. Are you saying Caleb Downs, Junkins, and Will Howard or make this roster, oh, my God, all chips in, they better win?
Yeah, but
I don't see that.
But the bigger point is that all the defensive guys that they kept that otherwise might have gone to the NFL, that's where the money came.
But the notion, I think the perception isn't that. The perception is they went out and brought people in to strengthen the roster. And I'm just saying, it's about coming together as a team. It's not about individual talent. That's Ohio State. That's everybody who goes through the portal.
You know, you hit it on the head because I live in Miami, right? And I actually get my hair cut on campus, University of Miami.
Oh, wow.
Campus.
Looks good.
Shout out to my barber, Oliver.
Oliver.
I'm looking forward to seeing how this ties into Ryan Day's beer.
So when I'm in the barbershop, I had these Miami Hurricane coaches come in and they said, hey, man, you see what Ohio State did in the portal. So you got a good point. Like, they're not talking about the guys who came back. No. They're talking about the guys who got out the portal. Right. And my response was, when did Ohio State ever have a talent issue? Like, look at the recruiting rankings. Like, they've never had that problem. And at that point, they were quiet.
Yeah.
But as a player, you always want to see how these high-profile guys fit in, guys who you get out of the portal. Coach, you talked about the fit. You want to make sure they fit your culture, but as a player, I want to make sure that they're buying into our culture too. Now, the early games, you really can't tell because the competition level isn't as high, but when they start to play conference games, opponents who are equal to them, to me, that's when you really get to see what these guys, the newcomers, are made of.
But really, it's the guys they kept, as Reese said, that's most important because they already have the culture. You know, just like Oregon, they're going to have a pretty good defense. You know, Gabriel Dillon is going to be a newcomer at quarterback. Right. Is he going to provide the leadership? He certainly has the talent. Right. But the big question for Oregon is going to be not their skill, because they have great skill guys, is how do they match up front in the Big Ten, their offensive line, their defensive linemen, and that'll be the telltale sign as to whether they can have success consistently or not.
The storylines this offseason were Oregon's going to come into the Big Ten and potentially go win a national championship. Ohio State has spent $20 million on their roster. They got to win, or that entire place is going to get blown up, maybe burned down. But what about the reigning, defending, undisputed, shout out to Paul Heyman, national champion Michigan Wolverine team? They had 13 dudes get drafted. Okay, obviously that's a lot of people. 18 people go to the NFL. Running back Donovan Mitchell, who had a great 2022 campaign, is now back, going to be the guy in the backfield. On the defensive side, Wink Martindale, defensive coordinator formerly of the Ravens, then of the New York Giants, is now running a class operation who have All-Americans at every single level. Yeah. I'm expecting big things from Sharon Moore and that Michigan team if they'll ever tell us who the starting quarterback is.
I want to see who the second running back is. Donovan Edwards is going to be the starter, but don't forget, they always had that 1-2 punch. Like if it was Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum, you know what I mean? So I want to see who that number 2 running back is going to be. I know we all want to see who the quarterback's going to be, but to do what they did and want to continue to do, you're going to have 2 running backs.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, you guys keep talking about a $20 million roster. Yeah. If you don't pay the right guys, you'll be shit out of luck.
That's life, baby. That's life.
Congratulations. You just broke the internet.
The best coach.